We may not be able to cover all the lecture that we prepare, but at least I hope in the past 3-4 weeks, been living together, it's more like an eye-opening for you to get to know the teaching of the Buddha, to get to see the sutra, and to get to experience the monk's life. And the journey doesn't end here, even though you have to go home. This can be a new start of your life to get to know more of the teaching. Okay? Get back to, you know how to read now, you know where to find information now. If any particular subject that you are interested, then I can point you to the resource, many resources to go to that route. Anything, Abhidhamma, the dependent origination, the non-self, the 5 aggregate. There's so many subjects that we have not covered, okay, in the first 30 days of the training. And that's something you can keep in mind, to continue develop yourself in terms of not only precept, meditation also, and wisdom as well. We talk about the Avicha Sutra. I hope you still remember what gives rise to avicha, right? Which is the Buddha point to the 5 hindrances. And what gives rise, or the fruit of 5 hindrances, which is the 3 wrong misconduct, body, speech, and mind. And what would be the nutrition for this 3 wrong or misconduct is not control your sense faculty, see, hear, smell, touch unwholesomely. And then what would be the fruit of this action, which is your lack of mindfulness and awareness, or sati and sampachanya. And what gives rise to lack of mindfulness and sati sampachanya, which is yoniso manasikara, or lack of wise intention, or we can call careless intention. You reflect wrongly. And then what gives rise to this is faith. No faith is not hearing the Dhamma. And what gives rise to not hearing the Dhamma? Because you're not associated with good people, not associated with the Buddha, the great monk in the past. And how can we associate ourselves to the Buddha? Just get back to the sutra. That's the only way to hang out with the Buddha and the great monk in the past. And the first factor, avicha, and the last factor, good friendship. This is something you can take with you. We may not know how to remove this one in this lifetime, but as long as you hang out with the right friend, the right group of people, don't have to be a monk. Good people, people who know precept, people who meditate, people who do good things. These are the good people that will slowly drag you to come back to the track of wholesome track and take you to have a good life. The Buddha also mentioned that having good friends is not just 50%. He said it's 100% accountability for your success in the spiritual journey if you find good friends. If you don't have one, make sure you have one. If you have one, make sure you have 2. If you have 2, make sure you have many of them. It's never been enough to have more good friends, but it's too much already to have one enemy in your life. That person can cause you unhappiness for the rest of your life. The Buddha himself also have similar situation. If you study, you may come across the name Tevatatta. Tevatatta ordained, he is the relative of the Buddha. And later on he turned himself against the Buddha. He even wants to kill the Buddha. He hired someone, the arrow men tried to kill the Buddha, but it was not success. One enemy, too much. 100 friends is not enough. So you need to keep that in mind. There's several stories, but today I'm going to share with you one story about the importance of having good friends. In the time of this, not this Buddha, the previous Buddha named Kassapa, there was 2 good friends. Okay? They born in the one friend's name is Ghatikara. Ghatikara, he was a potter. Okay? He make pot and sell pot. Poor family basically. And his friend happened to be a Brahmin named Jotipala. A Brahmin, which is considered the highest class casting system in Indian, right? They have Brahmin, they have king, right? They have government, and then they have a labor. So a potter is the lowest class, but the Brahmin is the highest. But they become friends. Ghatikara, even though he was born poor, he take care of his elder parents. Both of them also blind and old. He was very hardworking person, very a supreme virtuous man, take care of his mom and dad. And when he make a pot, the way he sell it, he just leave in front of his house. And he said, if anyone need my pot, just take it, and you can leave rice, corn, vegetable, whatever you have, just leave it there and take my pot. That's how he make business. He doesn't care how much money or how much rice people live there. Just take it and leave something for my mom and dad. And he keep making nice pot and selling pot. And one day he met the Buddha Kassapa. He come to the teaching of the Kassapa Buddha, and he realized, we call him non-returner, anakhami, highly virtuous. That means when he die, he will not come back again. Even though he still keep on working, okay? Never break precept, loyal to his mom and dad, hardworking, meditate. But he cannot ordain as a monk because his responsibility to take care of the parents. So both of them become good friends. But Jotipala happened to be smart, born in a good family, as the Brahmin's family. His ego is quite high. He seems to know a lot of things. He don't have to work hard. Parents take care of him. And once he had attained that wisdom from Kassapa Buddha, he think of his friends. You know what? I'm going to do my best to make sure my friend had a chance to meet the Buddha and listen to the Dhamma himself, not just from me. So many times he tried to invite Jotipala to see the Buddha. He always reject that invitation. I don't have time for that. Why would I waste my time to listen to those bold aesthetic? The bold means no hair. He's very looked down the Buddha. I'm also know the Dhamma too. I know the teaching, how to live good life, liberation, those kind of things. But so he always reject. And one time they went for the shower in the river, both of them. And after done, showering, Ghatikara said, "You know what? The Buddha give the Dhamma talk over there, not far from here. I think we should go." And the Jotipala said, "No, not interested." So he dragged his friend by grabbing the bell and dragged him all the way, and he keep resisting. So he didn't want to go. And he said, "You know what? Please don't do it. I'm not going to go. Stop doing this to me." Again, a few days later, they come back to take a shower, the same river, and this time the Buddha stay not too far from that again. So Ghatikara said, "Today I will, whatever it takes, I will take my friends to see the Buddha, Kassapa." So after they done, taking shower, they get on the bank and get dressed and about to go home. All of a sudden, Ghatikara grabbed the hair of his friend Jotipala. In Indian time, this is unacceptable manner. You may get public punishment by law, because Brahmin is a higher caste. If you are lower, you cannot touch people's hair like that. But Ghatikara was brave enough to grab the hair of his friend and drag the hair to see the Buddha. So Jotipala reflect on that behavior of his close friend. So that means seeing this monk must be very important. That's why he risked his life to grab my hair and drag me toward the Buddha. He said, "Friend, please stop." "Okay, I'm going with you. Let me go, I'm going with you." So he let go the hair. They walked together. They met the Buddha. And they had a chance to listen to the teaching of the Buddha. For the first time of Jotipala, that he never encountered this kind of teaching before. So he was very impressed, and then he surrendered to the Buddha Kassapa. And he asked his friend, why don't both of us ordain? We have come this far to this, the deathless doctrine, the doctrine that leads us for full liberation. He invites, now Jotipala invites Ghatikara to become a monk. He said, "No, I cannot, man, because mom and dad need my, support. So I need to make sure that they're okay. So I cannot ordain." So Jotipala, from Brahmin, he got himself ordained under the Buddha Kassapa. But Ghatikara need to go back home and take care of his old parents. But Ghatikara, again, he already achieved the high level of enlightenment. He becomes anakhami. That means it's non-returner. So for the rest of his life, he's safe, he okay. And the Buddha, from time to time, Buddha Kassapa come to his house. His house was very poor. He was standing there in front of the house, and mom and dad just pick up the food that people come and leave the food there and take the pot, right? So when the Buddha go arms out in the morning, he was standing there, and mom and dad just grab the food and drop in the bowl of the Buddha. The Buddha go back to the temple. And when Ghatikara come home and he said, "Mom, where is our food?" And mom said, "I already offered to the Buddha." So his mind was very joy and happy. And the text says, his happiness stayed with him for 3 weeks, around 15 days, 3 weeks. But for mom and dad, the joy and happiness of offering to the Buddha stay only 7 days, because they're not in the same level of faith. They may think that the Buddha is just one ascetic that come and ask for food. But for Ghatikara, he's so happy. And next time the monk come again and ask, because the temple that the Buddha stay needs some grass to grow, the green one. So they happen to have the grass in front of their house. So the monks and the follower of Buddha Kassapa come to their home again and ask the parent if they can take grass. The parent said, "Yes, please take it." So they take grass and regrow again at the Buddha temple. Again, Ghatikara come home and, "Where is our grass?" It's gone again. "Oh, you know what? Your fellow monk and your monks from those temples, those ascetics come and ask for it, so we just give it to them." Again, he knows that's from the Buddha temple. He was very happy. And that happiness stayed for another 3 weeks. It is important for you guys to stay in that happiness feeling as long as possible, to reflect on it, feel it, become it. And next time they come again, and this time they said, "You know what, the temple, the hut that the Buddha stayed, the roof was falling down, so they need a new roof." So they come to their Ghatikara home, that house. It was very poor already with the rotten roof. And mom said, "It's okay, just take it. Take our roof." Ghatikara was very happy to donate the roof that they have, because they know that the Buddha needed. "Take my roof." And amazing thing happened. Now they have no roof. The roof they have is the air. They have the air covering the house. And you know what? This air can protect the sun, protect the rain. No rain can come to the house. That's the power of the merit that they've done to the Buddha with happy and joyful mind. They give whatever they can give. I think with Ghatikara, he just gave whatever the monk need, even though he don't have much to give, but he gave what he had. And every time he gave, he's very joyful, very happy. When was the last time you feel super joyful, super happy of your giving without expecting anything in return? I don't know. And I hope you know. That feeling is such a wonderful feeling. The feeling without expectation, the feeling that just, I'm happy to give. I'm not worried about my tomorrow. I'm just happy to give. Have you ever made donation 100% whatever you have in the pocket when you have faith? You don't even care about, I don't have extra cash for take a bus back home. You just 100% pour it, empty your wallet and just donate. I have done that, and I will never ever forget that feeling. Still vividly in my mind when I brave enough to do such a giving. I don't know why I following my gut feeling. I just want to give, and I give. Worry about nothing. In that moment, the mind is just very pure and very faithful, very, I don't know why. I'm just feeling very good of giving, and I believe the power of the giving will take care of itself. People who give will never get poor. People who stingy, may be a chance that they will get poor. So the more you give, the more you attract. That's the law of nature. But the more you stingy, the more you prevent treasure to come to your life. You block it because your mind is not pure, your mind is not clear, your mind is stingy. That stingy is the negative power. So that's why Ghatikara is always give, happy to give, every time. And the Buddha, at the end of this sutra, the Buddha said, guess what? Who was me who was the Buddha in that between those two guys, Ghatikara or Jotipala. So before these sutras happening, the Buddha and Ananta and all the monks, they walk past by one place, and the Buddha is smiling. Every time the Buddha is smiling, there must be something behind that smiling. And Ananda said, "Oh, my Lord, what happening? Why did you smile? Is there anything special?" And the Buddha stopped and tell the story. You know what? This is the place where I was born and where I met Buddha Kassapa. My life back then was Jotipala, the guy born as the Brahmin who doesn't want to listen to the teaching of the Buddha. So he sat down, and Ananda prepared the seat. The Buddha sat down, and the Buddha started telling this story of what happening to his own life in the time of Buddha Kassapa. So he refused to listen to the true Dhamma. Even his best friends tried to drag him, doesn't matter how many times, countless of times, to invite him to see the Buddha. He never interested, he never want to go. This is happening to all of us. You know, the teaching is good, the Bible is good, the Quran is good. You as the religious follower, you never get back to the authentic teaching of your own doctrines. Same as Buddhist people. Buddhist people, the weakest point of Buddhists is they don't study the teaching of the Buddha. What I mean by study is actually pay attention, set time to sit down and study. Just like Luang Pi or Yang study the sutra. This is what the Buddhists should do. Nowadays, people don't have time for this. Ordination, later. Go to the temple, later. Meditation, later. Precept, I don't have one. And they call themselves Buddhists. This is what's happening. So for us, you guys have come to become a monk. Okay, you may not call yourself Buddhist, no problem. Because this term is invented later and it's misleading. Oh, I'm Buddhist, but you don't practice Buddhism, so you mean nothing. Anyway, to the teaching of the Buddha. In the eyes of the Buddha, you don't practice any Dhamma. You just happen to be born in the land of Buddhism, in the family of Buddhist family. That's all. But you not practiced anything. So what's the point of you being born in Buddhism and being born in the Buddhist family? Just like the spoon never feel the taste of the soup. Spoon never feel the taste of the soup. But it get the soup every day. It never feel it, even a bit of the taste of the soup. That's how most Buddhist people live their life. And they think of monk later when they're suffering, heartbroken, having cancer, I'm about to die, and please help me to ordain. I want to be at peace before I die. So now they get scared. It's maybe too late. So I would like everyone to feel grateful for this journey of yourself. It doesn't matter how far you can go. Get the most out of it. Every day you walk on this journey, one day at a time. And when you have to go, then you have to go. But it doesn't mean the developments of your life stop here at the day that you leave your robes and go back to the lay life. To me, this is open up to the new amazing journey for the rest of your life. To be a virtuous person, to be a man who knows what is meant by good, what is meant by bad, and not only you know, you actually live life as an example, to be a good father one day, good son, good boss one day. So live life as an example. And when you look back the day you die, you may be able to say that, you know what, I'm happy because the world is better because I was here. At least I contribute something. The world is better because I was here. And that's maybe the sentence that, everyone should look at it. Is there anything that you contribute to this world? The food you eat, the air you breathe, the water you drink, people you meet, anything that you feel like it should be your gift that you're going to give to the world the day you leave this planet. And that's something I feel like, wow, this is quite interesting, because the Master Nan said clearly, the life that worth living is the life that one or that person live life not only benefit oneself, he and or she also benefit the world on his best ability. Anything. Each one of us, we have a unique ability, unique experience. We're not the same. So we can contribute something back to the people behind us, to the future generation before we die. And there are many amazing stories in the sutra. I hope I motivate you a little bit, okay, to go back to study more of the sutra when you go home. There's so many teachings, so many amazing teachings. And if you can be the voice of the Buddha, share good story to people in your life circle. Let them know. Okay. Again, they don't have to be Buddhist. You don't have to be Buddhist. But you have to be a good man. That's the bottom line. Whatever doctrine, whatever teaching, whatever wisdom that take you to be a good man, take it. Whether it's from the Bible, from the Quran, from the Buddhist scripture, take them all. Then you can be a good person. When you think you're already good, why don't you go one more level to be a better person, to be a best person, to be the best version of yourself before you die. I hope it's not too high, goal to set, but at least we have some idea where we are heading. We don't know what's going to be happening, but at least we can set some target, right? So we can continue developing ourselves and achieve one thing at a time. Okay, so it's very important for us to make sure that you have good friends to hang out with. The book that you read, people you hang out with, 3 years, 5 years from now, they will have a big impact of your life. Whether you go down this route to be an unwholesome person or down this way to be a wholesome person. It depends on people you associate with and the book that you read. So when you go home, again, make sure you stay with the right crowd of people. Okay? And be the light of peace, be the good example of people around you. So any question before we meditate?